All right. Can everybody see the story?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. The Littlest Levine by Sandy Lanton, illustrated by Claire Keay, published by Carbon Publishing, and brought to us by PJ Library. Hannah Levine was little. She was too little to reach the sink by herself, too little to tie her own shoelaces. You guys, what are you too little to do?
I'm too little to do.
So while you're thinking, I'm going to call on Shira. Shira, what are you too little to do?
I'm too little to give blood.
Ah, you're too little to give blood. That's really smart. Do you know someone who just gave blood? Is that why you're thinking about
Mommy.
that? Mommy. Good job. Miriam, I did that too on Sunday. Good
Yeah,
job.
I went yesterday and I saw Marsha.
I went yesterday. I went Sunday.
What did you do?
Mark Alexander. All right. So Tova, what are you too little to do?
About the head.
Are you big enough to drive a car?
Are you too little to drive a car? I'm too little to that's hard because I'm already big and yeah, that's perfect.
Oh.
Everything's relative, right? Charlie, are you too little to get yourself dressed in the morning?
I'm too little.
To do what?
No. I'm too little to stay up late.
Ah, right.
Like as long as my dad does.
Yeah. So there's some things you guys are too little to do too. Too little to ride the big yellow school bus with her sister and brother. Do you think that makes her feel sad?
Am I muted?
She says, I hate being the littlest Levine, said Hannah. I know, said Grandpa, but someday you may change your mind. Do you think she's going to change her mind? I don't know. Let's find out. On Sukkot, it was even worse. Her daddy had to pick her up so she could hang her paper chains from the roof of the sukkah. I hate being the littlest, said Hannah. Don't worry, said Grandpa. Soon you'll be glad to be the littlest Levine. Do you think she's going to be glad to be the littlest Levine? Think that's going to happen? I don't know. Let's find out. On Hanukkah, Hannah couldn't light the candles by herself. Her grandma insisted on guiding her hand. I hate being the littlest, said Hannah. Are you guys old enough? Are you guys big enough to light the candles by yourself on Hanukkah? Or does someone have to help you? Someone has to help you?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see if being little is okay. Be patient, said Grandpa. Soon you'll be proud to be the littlest Levine. Grandpa's really optimistic. On Purim, Hannah filled the Hamantaschen and folded them up, but her mom had to put them in the oven. Oh, what does she say? I hate
being
the littlest, said Hannah. Ooh, that was good. Do that with me again. I hate being the littlest. I remember saying that when
being the littlest.
I hate being the littlest. Your holiday is coming, my littlest Levine, said Grandpa. Let's go into my study, just the two of us. We have a lot of learning to do. Can you guess what her grandpa might be teaching her? Let's find out. Passover preparations began, and the whole family was busy. They cleaned the house. Hannah could only wash the lowest part of the picture window. How come she couldn't wash the top part? Was she being lazy? Shira, you could just tell me, why couldn't she wash the top part?
Because she was too little.
Oh, because she was too little. When they unpacked the Passover dishes, Hannah could only put the shelf paper in the bottom cabinets. How come she couldn't do the top ones?
Because she's too little.
It's too little. Poor Hannah. And it was time to make the matzah balls. Hannah wasn't allowed near the stove. How come she wasn't allowed near the stove?
Because she was too little.
Oh, and they're afraid that what's going to happen?
She'll fall into the stove.
She might fall into the stove, and then what might happen to her?
I don't know.
Do you think she might, ouch, get burned?
I got burned by stove.
And did it hurt, Willow?
Me?
No, Tova, Alana, you said you got burned by the stove?
Yeah, and I got burned by a candle.
Ouch, did that hurt?
Yes, a lot.
Yeah, that's why Hannah can't go near the stove. But every evening after dinner, she and her grandpa went off together. They're looking at a book. What do you guys think they're doing?
Reading.
They're reading. Do you think they're studying together?
Yeah.
Let's find out. The afternoon before the Seder, Hannah's brother and sister set the father arranged the food on the Seder plate, and her mother put out the wine glasses. Hey, do you guys know what the foods are on the Seder plate? Can you see down here? What do you think he's putting on the Seder plate? What are some of the things on the Seder plate? I see charoset. What do you think this bone is over here? A shank.
Chicken bone. Chicken bone. Egg.
And an egg. And some maror, some lettuce. Oh my gosh, it's coming. But once again, Hannah and her grandpa disappeared into his study. They are definitely working hard, don't you think? Let's see what's going to happen. When it was finally time for the Seder, Hannah put on her new polka dot dress and matching ribbon in her hair. What color is that ribbon in her hair?
Purple.
Purple. Matches her dress. She twirled around in her room. If you guys are standing, can you twirl around?
I can't see it.
You can't see her bow?
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
I see it.
Okay, she twirled around the room, letting the skirt billow out in a full circle. She was ready. Ready for the Seder? Let's see. The candles were lit and everyone joined in the blessing. Then they turned reading from the Haggadah. You guys, what's a Haggadah? Is it a book? Is it a special book we read at the Passover Seder? Yeah, that's the Haggadah. When it was time for the 4 questions, everyone quiet. Who's the littlest? Grandpa asked. The littlest. Who is it? Who's the littlest one?
This one.
Is it Hannah?
Yeah.
Hannah smoothed her hair and she cleared her throat. She stood tall and in her loudest, clearest voice, you guys can chant with me if you know it. Manishtana halala hazeh mikol halelot mikol halelot this night different from all other nights. When she had finished reciting all 4 questions, she sat down. "My littlest Levine," Grandpa said, "I'm so proud of you." Gave her a big hug. If you are with someone, give them a big hug. "Thank you for teaching me, Grandpa," Hannah whispered. "Today, I love being the littlest Levine." Yay! And that was The Littlest Levine by Sandy Lanton. Who's the littlest one in their family? Blake, you're the littlest one. Asher, are you the littlest one? Charlie, you're the littlest one. Gabriel, you're the littlest one. Tova, are you the littlest one? Shira, are you the littlest one? Leor, are you the littlest one? Yes, you are. Is it sometimes hard to be the littlest one? Sometimes it's hard, but sometimes it can be great too, right? Maybe at your Seder, you can ask the 4 questions. Shira,
4 questions.
are you going to ask the 4 questions?
I'll have my aunts and uncles at my Seder.
Who's going to be at your Seder?
My aunt and uncle.
Your aunt and uncle. You're not going to ask the 4 questions because who's the littlest one at our Seder?
Yeah.
Yeah, Elle's going to ask the question.